There's been a lot of talk recently about economic growth, but of course growth starts at the personal level, at the individual level. If we are to grow as a country, we need the people in our country themselves to grow.
The UK is a highly unequal society, and we know that at the macro level, social mobility is less likely to happen in highly unequal societies.
Research from the Bridge Group shows us that 89% of senior roles in financial services in the UK are held by people from higher socio-economic backgrounds, and that employees from lower socio-economic backgrounds progress as much as 25% slower than peers.
The reason why the financial professional services industry needs to think about the senior level piece is there's been lots and lots of focus on entry to work. Now, from my perspective, getting in was one thing, progressing was another.
But what we haven't seen is those people coming in from different backgrounds, staying in our profession, feeling included, feeling they have the ability to progress without barriers. And that says something about the organisations potentially that we are in.
When I was starting out in my career, I never thought I would ever work in an institution like this. And I know there are many others who felt the same way and many who do today.
In short, we're missing a trick in terms of productivity, innovation, growth, and equity.
And that needs to change. It needs to change for reasons of pure social justice. But it also needs to change because it's the wrong thing to do commercially. We are constraining the talent pipeline in ways that are preventing our organizations from growing as much as they might.
The thing about the professional services and the financial services sectors is that we as businesses are involved in solving our clients' most complex problems. And we know very well now from the literature and from our own experience that a diverse team is best at solving those complex problems.
So much research shows that a more diverse workforce leads to better innovation and creativity, more robust problem solving, because different perspectives drawn on different backgrounds provide greater challenge and debate, and that's essential to building robust solutions for our clients. So it's really important that we focus on improving representation at all levels in our organisation, but including at the more senior levels.
And I think what we need to do is have a much wider range of voices in senior leadership teams who are bringing their own insights from their background, from their experience, who are challenging convention. And that way you'll get a much richer, much more diverse conversation, which I think is better for business and better for society.
We've got a great win-win here. We're doing the right thing, but we're also doing, from a business case point of view, we're doing the sensible, profitable, successful business, making that the right business decision as well.
Beyond that, I think socio-economic diversity is really, really important because it goes to the heart of every diversity and inclusion issue that you will face. At the end of the day, poverty is not a sentient being. It doesn't see race, it doesn't see gender, it doesn't see sexuality, it doesn't see disability. Poverty is pernicious. It seeks out everybody.
This report should act as a clarion call to the sector, a call to take action. And with our 5-point pathway, we are giving the sector the tools, some suggestions on how it can actually move forward on this vital issue.
So one thing that the report highlights very clearly is that socio-economic diversity cuts across all strands of diversity. And that's really important for businesses who might be sort of looking at whether this is a new strand of diversity that's going to vie for attention, vie for resource. What the pathway demonstrates very clearly is that by following those 5 practical points, that's good not only for socio-economic diversity, but for all strands of diversity.
We've got an aspirational target, absolutely, but what we've got is the steps that get you there. And so organisations, in my mind, shouldn't be hung up on the fact where they are on that journey. It's about starting that journey and building a maturity in the organisation to enable them to get to that goal. We don't aspire to something, we're never going to make fundamental change.
From a KPMG perspective, I'm also really proud that we put some stretching targets in place. We're looking to get 29% of our partners and directors being from lower socioeconomic backgrounds by 2030.
In acknowledging that there may be challenges, that we have set a plan that is practical, workable, and understands that people are at different stages of the journey.
I'm now chairing an organisation called Progress Together. We're building a member-led organisation that will provide a number of things that I hope will really buttress, that will really support the work of the task force and the conclusions of the task force in the reports which have just been published.
And we'll be supporting Progress Together. I think there's a real opportunity to marry upskilling and reskilling with the promotion of socio-economic diversity. That's really key, I think, to how we continue our journey to enrich the talent in the financial services sector.
With the support of Progress Together, we are committed to following the 5-point pathway outlined by the task force to play our part in improving socio-economic diversity at senior levels.
When Progress Together was launched, we didn't ask ourselves why would we join, we asked why not. I encourage other organisations to think about it that way too. That's because coming together is key. We know what can happen when organisations work together for collective gain.
So I really urge employers and the government to take note of the findings in this report and take note of the recommendations, but to look out and beyond organisations, to look at our wider economy and society as well.
Financial services and related professional services represent £12 of every £100 of economic output for our economy. So this is a sector that's important not only for those that work in the sector, but also for our whole country.
The City of London's socio-economic diversity task force is crucial for increasing equal opportunities, for advancing a broader diversity and inclusion agenda, and maximising professional potential regardless of background.
There's so much really positive material here that I think it needs all of these actors coming together to make a real change in the financial and professional services industry.
Let's all get together, let's push it, let's get much more socio-economic diversity, let's be a much more inclusive business environment. It's good for business, it's good for the UK.
As chair of the task force, I've been really struck by the commitment and the enthusiasm for this issue that we have seen from across the sector. That doesn't mean that it's going to be easy to address. We know that. But if you follow the 5-point pathway which we've set out, if you set yourself those stretching ambitions which we've expressed in our report, we can together make a difference on this really important issue.